Is it really the right strategy as you propose, to try and sell off some of the U.S. assets in a time where actually the market is so depressed that you wouldn't get much for them?
Good morning, Francine. Yes, it is the right strategy. You know, we are proposing an alternative strategy, but it's not an abrupt implementation that we're looking for. We do want to recreate a leading pure player in Europe, and we know that that's the right solution, that's the right recipe. It has worked before, it will work after. Investors want a pure player with the leading shopping malls in Europe, from Stockholm to Barcelona via London or Paris. And as far as the US is concerned, we're only a small player. In Europe, you know, Unibail is bigger than the number 2 and the number 3 combined. In the US, Simon Property Group, which is a great company with a superb management, is more than 5 times the size of the US operations of Unibail-Rodamco-Westfield. So we are leading in Europe, very marginal in the US, which is a very competitive market. So we have to refocus, and that's the name of our plan, refocus. We will not sell the US. Go ahead, please.
No, I was going to ask you, when would be the ideal time? So I'm also trying to understand from you, because you've been in the real estate business for a long time, when you think that it would be an ideal time to sell the US. You know, when are we going to see a pickup? When will things get a little bit more back to normal?
Correct. We'll take our time. You know, there's no specific pressure on the company. The company has ample liquidity. So that's not a liquidity issue. It's more a real strategic issue. And we'll do that over the next 2 to 3 years. If we can do it more rapidly, so be it. But, you know, we don't want to rush into that. There will be a post-COVID world. The US market will recover. The US always rebounds more rapidly and more spectacularly than Europe. You have some great US investors. And within the Unibail-Westfield portfolio, which is too small to play a role, you have some superb assets. So really, we'll take our time and we'll do very well over the next 2 to 3 years, and perhaps more rapidly. And it will be a great result for the company.
You and your consortium have about 5% of Unibail, and Unibail doesn't have any major shareholders. So how will you get the others on board if you want to bring this forward?
Now, we only have 4 to 5%, but we have a leading industrial investor, shareholder in Unibail-Rodamco-Westfield today. And we do believe that our plan is so strong that, you know, refocus instead of reset is so compelling that we should be able to convince all the major investors in that company to be with us. You know, clearly we will create value for them, while the rights issue would be devastating. You know, it would destroy massive value. The reset plan is to reset to zero, which is not what investors want. You know, what they want is value creation. They want a new strategic plan. They want a new entrepreneurial spirit. And that's a way to correct it. And I think that the market will react very positively to our approach.
Would you be willing to take a bigger share of this company?
Very much so. We are ready, but we don't intend to take control of the company.
But you're ready to up to how much?
We have no target there. You know, what is key is to make sure that we work as a team with all the leading investors. What is key is that, you know, the board supports a new strategy, which is very compelling, a very compelling story, and that we restart, relaunch a great company. You know, it's very bizarre that such a leading company, you know, loses up to 85% of its value over the 2-3 years. So it was a major strategic mistake. You know, the attraction of the US, perhaps, you know, has sometimes devastating effects on European companies, and Unibail-Rodamco would not be the first one to be the victim of that. So once we launch that new strategy, the value creation will be extremely rapid. And I'm sure that investors will come with us. We don't want to take control. We want to be a leading entrepreneurial shareholder in that company, but all the institutional shareholders will have their role, and I'm sure they will benefit very largely of that position.